What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another video. This video is going to be looking at Manchester United and how they beat Tottenham Hotspur in the English Premier League. Now, before we get into the match analysis, check out both my books. There's links in the description below, and let's get right into the tactics behind the match. So on paper, Manchester United lined up in a 4-2-3-1 with Casemiro and Fred playing as the two holding midfielders. That would change drastically in possession. Marcus Rashford got the start over Cristiano Ronaldo in the forward position with Sancho and Antony on the wings. Then a 5-3-2 from Tottenham with them sitting very deep and not generating very many chances going forward and trying to absorb most of Manchester United's pressure. So now we're going to look at Manchester United in possession of the ball. So Manchester United, they went with their 4-3-3, and the positioning of Bruno Fernandes and Fred would vary a lot in this phase, and Fred would play in a much higher position than Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes played more as an 8, dropping deeper to then get on the ball in deeper positions, with Fred playing more between the lines and making runs to create space for players like Bruno Fernandes. Then Marcus Rashford would often play off the shoulders, looking to threaten in behind, even against a low block. The fullbacks of Manchester United would start narrow, but use the wingers to vary their positions and going inward or staying in a wider position. Luke Shaw would typically go into a wider position, allowing Sancho to go between the lines, but could also stay narrow, allowing Sancho to mirror Antony's position and create isolation against the wingbacks. So as we see play develop, Tottenham would shift in a 5-3-2 and stay very compact and control space between the lines. So by doing so, their midfield three would shift across and create access to the ball. The two strikers, Son and Kane, they would focus on eliminating the holding midfielder and maybe cutting the field in half, but their work rate wasn't very high, and the compactness and control of the game really relied on the 5 and the 3 midfielders from Tottenham. And on this side, we would see Diogo Dalot. He played more narrow, allowing Antony to get isolated in a wingback position against Perisic, the wingback of Tottenham. On this far side, we would see then Luke Shaw take up a wider position, allowing Jadon Sancho to invert, creating more passing options, allowing the wingback to then become narrow and offer different movements off of Fred, who could then come deeper or play higher up, alternating their movements. So now we'll take a look against the low block on how Bruno Fernandes took up narrow positions to then create dangerous situations for Manchester United. With Bruno Fernandes coming deeper, we'd have a player like Fred or Dalot making underlapping runs, or Fred pinning the midfielders to stay off of Bruno Fernandes. So by him getting on the ball in these half spaces and these deeper positions, he'd have a high volume of help in the mutual help space with a 4-man structure and always having a central defender to circulate the ball if he came under pressure. And he would have progressive passing options into dangerous areas. Marcus Rashford playing off the shoulder. With Bruno Fernandes coming deeper, he could access this space, which led to one of Marcus Rashford's big chances. Although it didn't come from Bruno Fernandes, it was a similar situation. Antony on the wing could be released and skip with Diogo Dalot underlapping and creating an isolation for Antony. Now we're going to look at Tottenham Hotspur in possession and why maybe they weren't as effective as Manchester United in sustaining pressure. So now we'll look at the base shape, a 3-5-2 from Tottenham with Son and Kane running off each other and dropping deeper. 3 midfielders and our back 3. Now the key movement from Tottenham was Hojbjerg dropping deeper between central defenders and creating dual width. Davies moves into a more of a fullback position, and Perisic can then be released and play more as a winger. Son or Kane could drop between the lines to then create a 3-man midfield for Tottenham. So as play developed, Hojbjerg would get on the ball and they'd have a 3-man wide structure going forward and looking to progress the ball. Now Manchester United 4-2-3-1 matched up very well with their 2 holding midfielders taking care of the half space. Their 2 defenders would stay on Kane, and their fullback would naturally take up Perisic in the defensive phase, with Antony, Rashford, and Bruno Fernandes all being attracted around the ball to limit any progressive options of Tottenham and any progressive options they did gain, or through transitions or very fast quick play down one side and creating positional superiority. And that's where we're going to wrap up the analysis. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.